What's up, guys? Works Generation here with a special guest of Butters, as always. So, tier what's going to be for OP-03.
Yep.
We're going to be kind of just discussing what we think is going to be the where all the decks set leader-wise.
We have nothing to go off of right now.
Nothing to go off of, just kind of based off of our assumptions after reading the cards. A little bit based off of how things are going in pre-releases and Japan format. Japan format, it's a little hard to base off of because of the most recent ban list. So a lot of this is just going to be kind of like a fresh idea of a brand new format.
Correct. Right.
Yep.
It's really just what we think is going to be really good. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it is.
We haven't started playing
regardless
the decks.
of what happened in Japan for their quarter season without boat, because let's be honest, searchable boat changes everything.
Yeah.
So let's just get into it. Start with
let's start off from the bottom, from Big Mom. So Big Mom.
Where do you think, Diego, Big Mom goes? Starter deck, Big Mom.
I think a lot of the new starter deck guys are like in the middle, They're not
I would say
crazy.
C or B.
Big Mom?
Yeah, I think
it's a B. I think it's a tier B.
I think it's like an A tier.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd go tier B.
I'm going B as well.
I think B.
I think the yellow stuff's really good.
I think it is, but I still think it's tier B.
The number one contender for Big Mom being an A tier for me is the hat.
The
The
hat.
hat is good.
Keep in mind, we can always change these midway through, because obviously we're going to start one way, and then we'll look at it again.
So
Is that deck
preliminary
really better than that
B?
deck? So this will fluctuate
My
through.
first impressions are tier B for Big Mom.
As well as me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Preliminary B. Okay.
I think life knowledge is really good,
Yeah.
but it technically doesn't gain you any effects in the line of play until something maybe happens in life. It's just game knowledge that helps a player.
And it's not black and yellow where it actually gives you profit to your life.
The Big Mom leader lets you take a card from your hand and add it to your life.
So that's
you can
black.
set up-
That's black and yellow.
Yeah.
No, the black leader does a random card.
Random card. You're right. It's pure profit. Pure
The
profit.
Big Mom leader
Swaps.
lets you add a card from your life and put it on the top of your life.
Yeah.
So that way you can add
The
super
triggers.
powerful trigger cards.
Yeah.
So you can play the Shirahoshi. You can play the powerful events like the.
What do you have to be at though? Less than 2 life?
2 or 3 life.
I think it's 2.
Yeah.
So.
But still, just being able to
Really
stack
good
your
to
trigger
set up
effects.
your triggers.
But tier B is not bad.
Yeah, no, it's
TV's
playable.
Yeah.
And then
It's a playable
also
card.
The hat is the number one thing that like really sets it up to me because the hat makes her a 6K leader.
No, I agree. 6K is the beautiful number. That's why I can't wait for Yamato.
2 or less.
Like I'll play yellow when Yamato leader comes out because I can't wait. I just think it's super exciting.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Okay, Sakazuki.
Sakazuki.
I go
that's,
D.
I was gonna say, but D is fair. Yeah.
D as well. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been around for a format.
Smoker is
Does
superior
nothing.
for black.
Smoker's better, and then we
Yeah.
have Rob Lushi now. There's no point.
Like it's a perfectly playable starter deck leader, but it's not optimal for black.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It'll be a deck that always gets support
Yeah.
from black because their whole archetype is minusing cards to 0.
Yeah.
And now, like, look at like a 1-drop.
Yeah.
They have a 1-drop that does say reduce a base cost of vanilla card down all the way to 0.
Right.
So in that deck, that's an instant kill for any vanilla.
And it
Yeah.
does have viability. Like, I mean, it
does.
can be used. It's a leader ability that can be used at least.
Yeah.
It's not king.
But it's just not going to be as valuable.
it's not efficient.
Yeah.
Okay. Purple Shades.
All right.
F
No,
tier.
I would have
think
said D.
I would say
tier.
D as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not impossible to play with him.
Shanks is so bad. Why would you
bro.
ever play Shanks?
We're going to say that about a lot of decks here.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but Shanks has like no redeeming factors about it.
Hey, we're
Boosting
getting
your whole field?
2000?
That is.
For -4 Dawn?
For
3.
D tier?
Minus,
I mean,
minus
3
3.
dog.
We've done a lot worse for minus Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 3.
Look at Magellan.
F tier.
D tier.
Okay, D tier.
If that's
D
what you
tier.
say, you're
I
gonna
want
get very
D tier.
upset to where I think Magellan is on this list.
Wow.
Oh, I can't wait.
Wow.
D tier.
Okay,
D
okay.
tier.
Okay, water.
Kaido. I think
C
C.
tier.
I'd go C. I'm with Evan on this.
C.
I think
C
C.
I was
say
being
B.
generous.
You think B?
Strictly because
Okay,
of yellow.
so we have a
Okay,
tiebreaker.
okay.
I want to say
With
B.
yellow's life gain ability.
Trevor,
we feel like
tiebreaker.
Kaido has a decent matchup.
Tiebreaker.
Yeah.
He's
Is
the fifth
Kaido
call.
B or C? I'm with Evan.
See,
Oh,
yeah. Okay,
C.
wow, the Kaido player, Kaido
Just
main.
to explain myself, I think Kaido has a decent matchup towards yellow just due to their life gain.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of times versus Kaido, that burn effect almost only becomes to the last life or irrelevant. So versus yellow,
Yeah.
if they gain that life back, you're gonna get that effect. I'll say like you just do there are 2 life, you swing that one big attack with the
Okay.
5 down attach, you get that free minus.
I just
So I think it has a decent matchup against it, and it can remove any card. It
It's
can
just
remove any
worse
card.
black to me.
That's what I'm saying. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with so much red out there, it's so slow.
It's really
yeah,
slow,
and it's
so dependent on
sacky.
Sing Island.
Yeah. So
And then they haven't gotten anything.
They've got zero
nothing.
support.
They have gotten zero
OP-04,
support.
they get some support.
Well, they're gonna get
making
blue
purple Kaido
yeah.
That's
interesting.
OP-05.
That's 4.
Or no,
Yeah,
4, you're right.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
4, and we're getting queen
We're
stuff.
getting 5
Yeah.
shown now. Yeah, OP-04.
All right, Croco Boy.
Croc, I think, is
Ooh.
A tier.
I think it's B tier.
I think it's
I say
A.
B.
The
Where
new
you
blue
going?
cards are snapped.
Where you going? B or A?
The
It's the
removal
same
is so
B.
good in blue.
You're saying B?
In the grand scheme of
Tiebreaker!
Oh, yo,
Isn't it, Trevor?
Trevor coming in clutch today.
Sit over here.
All right, so hear me out now. You're telling me that if Crocodile sat across a Big Mom player right now, you think the Crocodile player is going to win?
Yes.
You're insane.
No, I really think they're gonna win.
You get
What,
around.
what does Crocodile do against 10 drop Big Mom?
You get around there.
You set yourself up before that. I mean, to handle that. I mean, it's like
How do
any
you
card game.
handle that? No, I'm saying like the tools in utilization of the yellow cards.
You know what I
is
do when
well
10 drop
more-
comes out? I trash one of my life and you gain one. That's what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. And then what do you do when I?
Big brain.
You
And then
ignore
what do you
it.
do when I play Katakuri?
You have to ignore
I
it.
let you move one of my characters that are 8 cost or less, and we go on.
You have to ignore
They
it.
just have good answers.
It
In
has-
set 4, I think blue is a lot more equipped to
Yes.
deal with these decks that are able to play these high bomb cards. But right now, all these decks that just drop down such a
Hard
big bomb.
disagree.
You'll get a good, but I feel like the early game of Croc with this new extra card, especially,
Yeah.
and all that stuff, you get good tempos.
The
like
tempo,
the
it's
Sparrow
such a
guy,
tempo
his
deck.
effect doesn't go off. You don't get a search. I don't KO your card. It spins, so you don't get any of the value
Yeah,
off
I'm
that guy.
spinning.
Plus 3 every time.
So like you play him for 3, he's a vanilla for you.
So,
I'm
but
saying you have good
it-
tempo.
Yeah.
Blue, that's still Blue's biggest problem. They can't deal with boss monsters. They never have until set 4
Yeah.
when that comes out. Sure, but I feel like Blue's tempo plays and being able to not
gotten
fight
better.
a lot,
But
they're
when
better.
when
I
I'm
agree.
playing, okay, so you swing in my security, I play this 4-drop for free.
Life,
There's 3
first of all.
life. Sorry, whatever.
Ooh. Roll shards.
My bad.
Wow.
Come on, Judge!
When you swing into my life,
Your
and
vote
then
doesn't
I
count.
play a 3 or 4
Do you
drop
play
for
One
free,
Piece?
and then your turn is now just okay. I'm going to play this card, and the only thing I'm doing is spinning this card or bouncing it back into your hand. And then the only thing you did was mitigate the fact that I hit something off.
Okay,
with
so I
my
put him
life.
on A, and we're gonna move on.
No, wait, I want to hear Trevor's deciding
Oh.
vote.
Oh.
Oh, I was gonna go ahead.
Okay!
Well, okay, I know the winning team.
I think it's B.
I mean,
You guys
Did.
you guys see
We're
the
gonna-
shape of
we're
our
gonna-
leaders right now?
we're gonna figure out.
It's green.
Okay, the best deck in set
Big L.
1.
You had options.
I think it's B.
Kid?
I'm saying A.
I'm gonna go A. I
saying
think
A.
Foam
Yeah,
Kid's A.
It's a
No,
fact
it
that
has
just
to be.
snaps.
It's just too strong. It's
I
already
think
generic,
They just didn't get anything this
Don
set.
Creek,
but it's
It's
still
still
generic
Foam Kid,
good.
that's though.
Yeah.
That means that you think that the decks in set 2 are competed to the decks of set 3 to the point that Kid is in A tier.
I do.
I just don't
That's
think
what
Still a
I'm
playable
exactly
deck.
saying.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think
it's
Foam Kid is still a tier A deck. I think you'll see it win
I don't
tournaments.
think so.
No matter what, there are still
And
going to be
then-
some games where you
And then I'm going to make
every
this
turn.
point yet again.
Damn,
Are you
we're gonna
guys
be
sitting
pulling
here
hairs
telling me
over
that
here.
Film Kid is better than the Big Mom deck?
Yes.
No, you guys
I
are
think Foam
insane.
Kid beats Big Mom Leader
No, you
deck.
guys
yes.
are insane.
I
Yes,
do.
I think in a vacuum, when you compare these leaders,
It's
yes,
fun.
you're looking at Kid, and Kid is such a good leader. But especially when you're looking at the card.
Keep in
pool
mind,
that
you're
you
also
have.
saying we should. It's not just beating, obviously, because if I face,
It's against the format.
I'm
The
saying
format.
yes, I know, but
I don't
I'm
think
saying
Big
Whatever you
Mom's
never
good.
played.
The whole.
Yeah, I think Big Mom is insane.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's why I
Because
was saying Big Mom should be
under
in
that
tier.
aspect, whatever we
Well,
put in
we're
S,
gonna
everything
get
should
more
be
cards
F
in there, so
because nothing beats it.
I'm
Okay.
saying comparably in a like when you're sitting down against these decks, and especially these newer decks.
They're not. We shouldn't compare across each other though. It's across the field.
It's across the board though, but we don't have a lot of things up
Yeah.
here. Yeah, but
Not
I'm-
yet, but we will.
You still need to compare them.
well, we're gonna get more cards in there. So, poster child Luffy, starter deck Luffy.
B.
I think Luffy's B.
I'll say B as well.
Yeah, it could be.
He took a little
yeah.
step down.
It's a very balanced card.
There's
I'll say
no reason to say it's better than Zoro this format,
No.
like there was last format. There's nothing it gets to play better than Zoro. There's nothing it gets to do better than Zoro. The best thing it still has going for it is that you can slam a
Cheat
Whitebeard
down.
and use Whitebeard attack that turn with the effect
Yep.
to pop a 3. Like, that's still the best thing going for Luffy. I say B.
Cheating down's always good.
As someone who wants to play Luffy every format, I still think it's,
It's
only
just
B.
it's red. It just gets to play all the aggressive red cards.
For some air picks.
You're
that.
Trevor.
That's a bottle opener.
Yeah. Wow.
You're gonna miss that game. All right.
Okay, Katakuri.
Here's Evan's card. Katakuri.
Okay, take
S
us.
tier.
I was gonna say A. Not gonna lie.
Katakuri S tier.
Okay. What do you
tier.
think? What do you
S is
think?
reserved.
A.
S tier.
Pretty lady for you.
I think A
I
too,
think it's
too.
only one S tier card in this tier list.
If
but-
we're-
I had multiple S's personally.
Hey, we're gonna
I
go
have a
back.
couple.
If you
I'm not
think
gonna
that, okay, there's one deck that in this format that I think is better than Katakuri, and if you think Katakuri is not the second best deck in the format, you're crazy.
Shut up, bro. I'm sorry.
I think
I think it's
third.
A. I think A. I vote
It's
A.
S tier.
I vote A.
I think there's two leaders are definitely okay. So the black and yellow Big Mom.
I think it's also a B card, but I would put it ahead of the other Big Mom. I think the
You're
black
crazy.
and
I can do
yellow
that.
Big
Oh,
Mom is
cool.
better than the yellow
I
Big
think,
Mom.
okay,
I
so
really
if we're
do.
basing this off in the beginning of the format, Big Mom's going to be in C tier, even probably in D tier, honestly. I think eventually as the format devolves, it's going to end up in
trash.
the B and the A tier tiers.
Well, we're
The
gonna.
black and yellow one.
Yeah, the black and yellow one is going to start at D and C, and then I think it's going to be like one of those decks where at the end of the format, people are going to start experimenting with it and then
Yeah.
solving the deck more, and then it'll end up in those higher tiers.
So why wouldn't you just put it there now if you believe that's where it's going to be?
because
We're
we're
gonna
doing
find
this
out.
based off of
What we know, what we think.
What we know.
What you think's going to happen though?
The whole, literally the way we introduced this tier list was, this is the tier list of what we think is going to be.
But
doing
my
good
point
in
is, you
short
think
change.
people are going
It
to figure it out?
fluctuates.
I'm going off of what I think people are going to figure out
Yeah.
too. I mean,
The difference between this is how I think the tier list is going to be in the first month versus the last month.
this is what I just think is the best.
Yeah, for right now.
Yeah.
and
I am
we'll have one
organizing
again
this as
probably,
what
yeah.
I think right now currently is S,
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, F.
I
So-
think currently you're not going to see a single black yellow Big Mom compete at all for months, and I think
It was always
maybe-
4
yeah.
Life is rough. 4
Yeah.
Life is rough.
Yeah, but I think the
Unless
effect's
you're
so
Law.
good.
It is. So now for Garrett's.
No, move on. No, we haven't resolved.
We
I
haven't
want
resolved.
everyone's vote to count.
Yo.
I
think
said
it's gonna-
I said B.
Oh,
I think it's
said-
going to be C.
I said B.
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 Okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
Garrett's pet project.
Not gonna
Revolution.
lie, S.
It's A.
I think it's A also.
It's A tier.
It's
if,
A.
If you think that the black deck is better than Katakuri, you're
I see you.
Wow.
100% A tier.
I think.
It's
I think
not
it's
S.
S. I really do.
No, it's not S at
I
all.
think you have so many variables, so many options. I just think there's a curve.
we have a few
Personally,
more,
it's skimming into A for me.
It's
Wow.
I think it's.
I think it's
highest B-
skimming
I think
into
it's
A.
bottom A tier, high B tier. That's how I see it.
Wow.
I think it's skimming into
no.
A.
Yeah.
Black
think it's
is
so
good.
good. What do you think,
Wow.
Diego? What do you think?
I think it's a high A.
High A?
It's just
Yeah.
the hand.
Like
the hand is such a
Katakuri and
resource.
Lucci are high
and
A's.
Boy, does Black
before
run
line
out
into
fast.
S.
Just personally, I know you recycle
Because
them
S
a
has to
little
be
bit.
dominant.
Yeah, and I
But-
think it's also though like when you do things so.
Yeah, 100%. You don't always just like play a thing that pitches a card every turn.
Correct.
I'm not restand. I'm not pitching 2 cards to
And
kill your
I
Nami.
will say I do think it's a big benefit that CP9 got Kaku, where you're not like losing hand for your destruction.
Yeah.
I think Kaku's really good, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's big time. Bluno's really good too. I mean, come on.
Bluno is
I
very,
love
very
Bluno.
good.
Yeah.
Cheetah body out
Yeah.
on death. I mean,
There's
That's my favorite
good
card in
cards
the
in the
deck is
deck.
Bluno. That's my favorite
I'm not
deck.
denying that there's like good things about that deck. I just don't think it's S tier.
So going out like recorded wins for One Piece top decks. Lucci has 25 and Katakuri has 25. And there's 3 other decks that have double that.
and it's Zoro.
Okay, so
Yeah, well I didn't want to say that. But
yeah, and then one of those decks is banned. Like the
That's
deck.
the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not a lot of things aren't figured out. So okay, let's move on here. Iceberg.
Don't
I'm gonna
say
go
F.
with a big F.
I'm gonna say that's C tier.
No, it can't. No. A very.
You have lost me.
Wait,
It's not F tier.
Did
It's
you-
It is
Wait.
a full-on F.
Let's do
I need
rankings
that
first.
face
Rankings
for
first.
the cover.
F.
It's C.
I think D.
I can see D.
Okay,
but-
so
we
fall to D
overruled.
then.
Yeah, I think that's the average.
Okay,
Like,
so
do
the
you
way,
think it beats
the way
Kaido?
I see it is
It is
F,
unplayable.
F is something that you will never, ever, ever see.
Oh.
D is something that's not going to top locals. C is something that will top locals, can top locals. D or B is something that you're going to see in like top 16, top 64s consistently. A is going to be consistently in the top 8, top 16s, and S tier is going to be every single time there is a tournament, you're going to see that deck in the top 8 slots or higher.
Hey, I feel
That's
like
the way that I'm like.
Dude, that's why I said Lucci is S, because I'm playing it.
Why do we set those standards before we
Yeah.
start?
Kid to
I mean,
tier
that's the
0,
way-
baby.
That's the way I am imagining
Well, we
this
should
tier.
have said that at the beginning.
I think the correct phrase is grandeur.
That's just Evan's scale.
That's
my
my
scale
scale.
is
You
what
can
I
scale it.
think.
So
You can
this like
scale
hear
the
me
decks
out
however I
video.
want. But I'm saying like In my mind, a C tier deck is something that
Now this conversation
any player can show up to locals with and then do okay with. I'm not saying that deck is going to be any meta threat. I'm not going to say it's going to reach any like.
You want to put it at D? That's fine. I think it's F because I think it's literally unplayable and you'll never see it win anything. I literally think it's unplayable. I think it's that bad.
I think you can show up.
Doesn't matter.
I think you can show up to a locals and get top 8 with it at the locals.
Disagree unless there's only 8 people.
Wow!
I'm building Iceberg, boys. We're doing it.
I want to hear it. Okay.
There is some definitely like fundamentally challenged parts about the ice.
I'm giving Trevor Iceberg a haven.
But also at the same time, the Water 7 5-drop card pool is actually really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay, Nami.
So,
Nami Swan.
It's fun.
I think it's a B. I think Nami Swan's B.
Even
I think
after the
it's
nerf?
D.
You think it's C?
I think it's worse than Iceberg.
B,
I'll meet
C.
you halfway on C.
Okay, I'll take it.
I won't say
Okay.
worse than Iceberg because you're gonna
Like if you play against a deck that has to set up, you can get a hand of
I'll be honest.
Once
I
you do
think,
get below 20, the cards are really good.
I think this table's sleeping on some Nami. I think it's
Bro,
a B.
it had me sweating when I played it this morning. It's like,
Yeah?
oh, he's on 17 cards.
I think Nami would have been B tier if it had the Kabaji bullshit.
Oh,
No, I think
yeah.
it'd be A tier.
That's
Think
solitaire,
Kabaji
yeah.
bull.
Oh,
it
that would've
wasn't.
been so
It wasn't
fun.
even. It wasn't A tier when it had that stuff in Japan. Like when it was running all that stuff, it wasn't.
Yeah,
even
you
doing
still
that
don't beat
good.
Wipe Your Boat. I mean, Wipe Your Boat's insane.
Yo, plus 2K, so I was
Searchable
insane.
boat.
The
Like,
chef,
Evan,
man,
come
the
on,
chef is
bro.
good, though. Zeph, bro, that Zeph card is
So-
Zeph is nice.
Speaking of
Bouncing the
unplayable.
3. Oh, yeah.
It's
Arlong's
unplayable.
F.
Yeah.
Do we agree?
No, Arlong is like C or B tier.
Evan, where are you smoking?
I'm not smoking anything.
We gotta allow no getting
Okay.
high before these episodes.
Today, April Fools?
F?
In my country?
Are you
G.
going to look at me right now and
F.
tell me that in a meta
it's
world
not.
that card is worse than Shanks?
100%!
Yes.
You guys are on crack.
Yes.
So hear me out, right? The best
Come
card
on
is,
support.
the best thing to do in this game is swing for 7 to 5, right? It's usually the best thing. I'm just doing that for one more Dawn for no reason. I'm discarding a card and tapping an extra Dawn. I'm putting a 4/3 on the board, or at best, the Big Mom card. Because all the green triggers are horrible.
Hey, you played at Big Mom stuff. Because the biggest
other
thing that
ones,
I
yeah.
advocate...
You can drop it in F.
The-
we
Yeah,
agree
drop
on
it in.
Put it in G tier, bro.
No, the biggest thing that advocates for that
I would
Arlong
rather play
card
Iceberg.
is the Hypno guy. The
Django.
5/6 that's designed to play with Kuro, that card works for Arlong.
Django?
You're fucking crazy, bro.
You guys
We're
are-
moving on.
Okay,
Your tier
this man said
Kuro,
C
okay,
tier?
So, I see
Sorry, what, did you say
potential on
B or C?
this.
And then you're gonna put Kuro in C tier? You guys are insane.
No, we haven't
Kuro is
gotten
better than
there.
Arlong. You
Kuro
don't
is
dare
better than
say anything.
Arlong.
It's like
But I will
equivalent.
say,
Okay,
I
chill,
put those
chill.
decks equivalent to each other.
I think
Oh,
they'll be
no.
figured out to the point it's C tier. I don't think it's C tier yet. If we're going by your thing, I do think it will be C tier.
If
I
we're
would
going
say
by my
C tier.
thing, then Big Mom should be in D tier right now. The black
Let's
yellow
put it
one.
here
Everyone
for now.
voted against you. I don't know
We're
what to
gonna
say.
circle. We like to be contrarians. I do at least.
You think it's D? I think it's C.
I said C. I said
I
C.
said C originally.
I think
too.
it's D.
I think it's C.
Okay, so it's C. So that's 3 on 1.
You think it's C too? Why?
I believe
Why?
it's-
You gotta
it's green.
explain. Because
It's
it's just me
green.
and Butters right
It's
now.
got this-
defending all of our picks.
Spending all her picks. No, I think it's a very playable deck. It's got the package for green, and it's got a lot of support where it has a lot of resting.
The problem is that you can't play the package in green because Kuro's effect says that you have to rest 2 East Blue characters.
But there's also Cat of the
There's
Bag,
there's
there's other
space.
things, and there are triggers that pop those characters
Yeah.
off. I think it's way better than
Wait,
Arlong.
are you telling me the triggers are what makes that deck? Wait, how does the Arlong
Oh,
deck
no.
work?
Hey,
Oh my
you know
God.
what?
You have to discard them all.
Let the man have
I
it.
hope
Let
they're
the man
not
have
You
it.
can
Like,
play the
let the
same
man have
exact
it.
fucking
Okay,
trigger list
okay.
in the Kuro deck.
And you won't
That-
get to use them in the
Let the man
Arlong
have-
deck.
okay.
30 seconds ago, he
You're
said
on
you
that.
play it like the Big Mom deck, and now he's saying you play the Kuro cards.
No,
Okay.
I'm saying in general, if you think that is what's making Kuro so good, then just play those cards in the Arlong deck.
Arguably,
Ace, raising aces.
Kuro's effect is technically better than Kids by a long
A.
shot.
A? I was
A.
It's
gonna
just more
say
generic
Ace.
than Kid.
It's an A.
Ace.
It is a solid card.
Ace? A. Or
I think A.
It's like B.
You lose again.
hate
You're a
I'm mad
hipster.
we're matching hats. Evan.
Yeah, point at him and boo him.
That deck is so high rolly.
I think it's A tier, bro.
Hi, Rolly. Oh, look, I drew extra
It's all
cards. They're all
searcher.
combo.
Yo.
It's
No,
all
it has nothing to do
I'm
with
dropping.
that.
You literally just said.
If I wanted to make an entire deck where every single card in my deck was
We
a
have our
one
producer
counter,
yelling over
Okay.
everyone, bro. Getting tilted.
you guys are in crack.
Well, we have.
Another drink.
We are gonna revisit it when we get to the end
I
of it.
can't
It's
wait for
okay.
the end of this format when you guys were like, Ace is in better.
Okay, so
This man said Arlong was B. Just to let you know.
I said C. I said
No.
C.
You said C or B.
Yes. So what we're
It's
gonna
better.
do, so you guys
It's
know for
in
the
C
video
tier.
is at the end of it, we're gonna make another
have a
video
guest-
showing
we have a guest
back
visitor?
and forward.
Okay, so Smoker. Where are we putting
Smoker
B.
downgraded to B, I think. Yeah, it's not.
It
the
did get a
optimal.
searcher. It's not as good as Rob Lucci.
Yeah,
I'm
which is
okay
way
with B.
better. Yeah, that's the resounding B, I think.
I think E shows a big help just because you don't have to rely on 10-drop Kuzan.
So Z, I think, is interesting.
I think it's in C tier.
It's somewhere in there.
Really? I would have
Somewhere in
said B.
No.
I think
I-
Z is actually super interesting.
I think it would have been higher if Purple got anything decent.
Yeah,
for
they don't
the
get
set.
anything.
I don't
I'm gonna
think
agree
they
with
need
C
it.
tier,
Yeah.
and mainly because it's just a 4-life leader.
He's just
If
being
it happened to
needy,
have
If it
right?
was a
5, I put it
life,
at B.
then sure.
I'll
but
agree with C though.
They,
I just think
they
it's
also
just
got,
as good as
See?
Smoker now.
They got nothing to boost it up higher from what last format in the C tier category.
Just consistency.
And then all of the CP9
Isha's
stuff.
solid.
The consistency, it has one card that checks top 3. That's the only
Brand new?
consistency piece they got.
Yeah.
Better than
Okay,
nothing.
wait. Here's the
That guy nothing.
highly
That's why I'm
contested
keeping
one.
it at C
Which
and not
spoiler is it?
normal.
Magellan?
Magellan. Where are you gonna put
Yeah.
Magellan?
Say it.
B?
Yeah, B.
I'm fine with B. I think Magellan's B.
I think Magellan's B tier.
Yeah.
All right, Butters. Here we
I
go.
was leaning more towards C, but I think either's fine.
I'll go
This-
B.
That
I-
high C, low B kind of
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to say B in that
I
case.
say
I think a lot of people are still going to be trying to play Whitebeard, and it's really good against Whitebeard.
Yeah.
And then Magellan actually got like a bunch of support this set.
It did. That's why I think it's B.
Yeah,
the
that's
jailer
rare.
beast.
It gets
are
a
really good.
4/5 banish.
It does
Like,
get
that
4
card's
5
that's-
in a 3/5. Draw 2. Discard 1 on KO.
The vanilla
Okay.
guy, the
That's
Rhino.
super good. Yeah. Wait, you want to kill that? I don't.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I
I
mean?
just think they got like a bunch of good support this set. Like nothing like insanely bolstering it into new meta territories, but
Let's get to the best leader, Ivankov.
Wow.
So not a guess.
I think that's
F.
Yeah. Not him.
I am such a hater now. No, honestly, I think it's probably D tier.
I think
Yeah, I
it's
think
D
so
tier.
too. Yeah.
I'll agree D as well.
There's better blues.
You can play a 7 cost and your 7K card and a 7K card in the same turn going first. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I have the money.
Sanji, where are we putting it?
F.
C
it's-
tier.
I think it's D to me.
I would have said D.
yeah,
a-
D.
I think Sanji has so much rush capabilities that it's able to.
It
like,
is a better sealed format kind of leader, I think.
I think
It
it's D.
There's so many like.
F.
No.
No, it's not King.
Sanji, if you pair me up against
Spoilers.
Is that your barometer?
Yes.
King.
Yes.
I think Sanji has the capability of fighting off against every deck that's from F to C, like capably.
So D.
I mean, they could high roll you, I guess. And
That's the
just-
whole point of Sanji.
Yeah.
Is the
Hey, you
high
high rolled me the other day on video, so.
I said D.
And then the deck's
Yeah.
super consistent
I think
because
D's
all you need to see
generous.
is vanillas, and
Okay,
then your
D's-
entire deck.
All right. The
So I think Kinemon naturally is a
Kinemon.
really good
I
leader.
think it's B.
I say B.
yeah B.
B.
Yeah, I'm good with B.
It's didn't get anything. New.
Odin going first on 7 is still insane.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It
good with
always will
B.
be.
I'm good with B. Let's
Unless they
rock it.
respond to
You got it.
category.
Let's rock it.
Whatever.
Hey, the Arlington top.
I gotta go
32.
C. I gotta go C here. It's
C
still
tier.
worse than every other black leader this set. It did not get any better this
It
set.
did- yeah.
Agreed.
I gotta
Maybe
go.
in the
I gotta
future.
go C.
I'd put higher than Zeph, but yeah.
And then
I think Zephyr's better. I really do.
I think it's just because
I think when Zephyr does what it wants to do and does like an 8 drop into the 10, and then it can just start popping off every turn after that,
so.
and
the,
popping all your characters.
the
I just
way
think it's too
I
good.
see it
It's
is
more
that
consistent.
okay, so they both have black. So let's compare what the other colored pool they have access to. One has purple, one has red, and the red one's always going to win in my mind.
I just think what the natural ability of the leader does
I think-
is more important.
But purple synergizes more with black than red does. Red
Right.
cares about the
Yeah.
cost
King-
of power.
King.
Purple requires the cost
Yeah.
of the
I can
card.
see the synergies aspect of it, but red's such a good card pool.
It is.
Speaking
But I,
of
don't- I
red-
feel like they very much clash. Like
Whitebeard.
Edward Newgate.
I would
Personal-
put him on S tier.
I'm putting him the
S-
first
S-
S.
tier.
It's not S anymore.
S.
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 It's A.
S.
The,
Sounding S.
He's still gonna win.
He's got big
Let me
bodies.
guess, guys. Katakuri. Or Big Mom.
He's still S tier, bro.
Big
He's
leader,
still a 6K
big bodies, big
He got
blockers.
Izo.
I think
Double
so. The problem
Marcos.
is that this set is that they didn't get anything like that can expand too much. I understand like the consistency aspect.
Point.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh.
An ass point.
aspect of it and the point
Espresso?
whatever that you can gain.
Oh. I want to talk about that ass point.
That aspect, yeah.
Not guard point.
But
Ass point.
my point
What
is
is the
though
cost of
is
that? How
that
many
we are
dollars is that?
so understanding of
Minus
Whitebeard
two.
and prepared to fight against it,
Yeah.
and then every deck and is ready to fight against Whitebeard.
But there's been so many games where it's like, I'm facing Whitebeard. I know the matchup.
You can't just do
and
it.
then
And
you
they
just
get
go,
rolled.
oh look,
Yeah.
I went first. Oh look, Rush, Luffy, Ace, Whitebeard.
Well, they don't even
looks
play
like I
Luffy
lost.
anymore, but
Yeah.
still.
Yeah.
I just don't think that like the way that the format is evolving, especially with what is competing up against it at this moment, that it's going to remain in an S tier category.
Yo,
especially
shout
with the
out
last
Worst
couple.
Generation for the longest tier video ever.
Lots of arguing.
If only we could do the.
I just think it's A tier.
the,
I don't think it's up
generator
there.
one.
I think
I
it's
think
S.
versus Yellow,
I think you're a
just
hater.
you're able to take
Yeah.
all your life and then not care about any of their cards.
Correct.
I think against Yellow, they're going to sit there and go, cool, I'm going to play all these big bombs, and then you're not going to be able to kill
Yeah.
them.
Okay,
Auto
so moving
F.
on. Auto F.
Auto F, yeah, goodbye.
Okay, cool. Next. Yeah.
D.
King, sorry.
D.
D's nuts. Yeah.
I think it could be good next set.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Next up
it's
is
a nice
good.
effect.
I was gonna say C. I'm just saying.
I think that
I
one
think
C
it naturally has an inherently good leader effect.
Yeah.
That if you wanted to put it at C, I'm okay with it.
I just feel bad putting it in the same deck as
these things.
Iceberg.
Those others.
So because I definitely feel like it's way
I
better than
think
Iceberg.
you would see it as much as Iceberg, though. To be honest with you, I think someone might be more inclined to
I think
try
Croc
with
gets more
Iceberg.
play.
That's that new freshness
Yeah.
though, because it's a new card.
Correct.
So blue and purples. Also, we have the
that one's
Kaido.
I think it's
also
still D.
I'll put D as
honestly.
well.
Yeah,
Poor blue perps.
I know.
Well, now Dofi's super interesting. I think he's not as good as Croc, and I would say B.
I
Yeah,
think he's B tier.
he's one step
Agreed
below
as well.
the crocodile. Yeah.
I think Croc's better this set. I think Croc really got a big boost.
That's not that extra card does help a lot though.
if I could have
Yeah.
an in between D and F, I would put this somewhere in there.
I would say D.
I'm honestly okay with F. I think Odin's
It's not-
that bad.
No, I
And
don't
the
think
best
he's that
support
bad.
doesn't even cover
Oden
him,
is not
so.
that
In green
bad.
right now, what are you cheating out with those two Don?
That's
Was
what I
just
mean.
opening punked ups and back up.
You can
It's just completely unplayable. I played Kuro
Yeah.
before I played Odin.
when you can just play
Oh,
Duffy
100%,
and get your
but-
two next.
And
next
Kuro's
oh,
at
that's the
D
other
tier.
side.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
would say skim into D though.
Okay,
personally.
if we're
skim into
if we
D.
are comparing to you could play this other color versus this other color deck, then we have to bump so many other things down.
Well,
at this
we
point.
have 3 more to go. We might get into that.
Oh, so what? You put him at F?
Oh, you
I
said
think
D?
it's D.
I said D.
Oh,
I think
D.
he skims
We're-
into D.
I think we're
That's-
too kind.
that's
We're looking at
tiebreaker.
two F decks. I don't know. Red, green, Luffy.
Oh, red, green, Luffy. That's a C, I think.
I don't even know
that?
that he's C, to be honest. I think he's D.
D.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I like C, man. Film Luffy's not bad, bro.
I seen it. That's nice. Yeah.
Radical
that's
Beam's in
last
there.
picture.
You still have Beard if you
It's
want.
got all
Okay,
the
we're
red
saying it's on
colors.
the same level of Garp, Z, Kaido, and Nami. I think Nami should come up, but yeah, Red, Green, Luffy.
Yeah.
Red, Green, Luffy's good for C. I'm good with C.
Okay.
Law. I'm gonna
Law.
go S. That's
Yeah.
my point.
I'm
I
doing-
just think-
I'm doing both those decks as S.
Yeah.
Law?
Yeah, it's S.
I think it's A
Yeah.
tier.
I think S. You think S?
S, yeah,
S.
absolutely. It's the
He's still a
best.
hater.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Zoro.
the best for
S.
last.
S.
Above S's.
Out of the S decks, which one's the best in your opinion?
Zoro.
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 I hate to say it because I hate to say it. Zoro is the best deck.
Yeah. I
And
think you
it's
guys
all
are.
good.
Tiebreaker on that one too.
I think some of these
No.
lists, you guys are too jaded.
Okay, do you want
about
us-
what
any
was
last
really
minute
good in
changes
previous
here?
Sets, but I'll.
Jaded.
Yeah,
I feel like you're very jaded on what's new.
Wow.
I think
I feel like you're just
I'm
saying this
really-
one's new, so it's better.
no, but I'm realistic about what these new cards are establishing in the format, and then you guys are
Yeah.
realizing, like, for instance, for me, I would have put Law in A tier because Law got nothing this
I
time.
think it doesn't matter.
It's
That's
so
how good
good.
it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that good right now.
I think it's still S tier.
It's in the
Also,
play in
I
the
think the
West.
reason why Law
Yeah.
got really good was because Whitebeard was the best deck last format, and Whitebeard's no longer the best deck in the format
Yeah.
anymore. And then I think everyone is prepared to fight against Whitebeard. I think we're going to see a lot of Whitebeard.
I
still.
think this is a very honest list. I'm actually pretty
It's-
happy looking it over
Yeah.
at this list.
I think Katakuri
It's a nice
should be
pool
an
of
S.
playable cards.
I don't think Katakuri's
So-
S. I just think that's just you, bro.
I think it's
However, let us know what you guys think. Comment down below.
Flame us.
Let us know what you guys
Don't flame
think is
us.
the best deck and where our tier list is wrong. All right, we're back. We've had a lot of disputes over
We
this
brought some guests.
tier list.
Yeah.
We had to get
People just
second.
showed up.
We had to get
Yeah.
second and third opinions.
second, third,
Yeah.
fifth.
Yeah.
Tell us where we're wrong. Fern, Mr. 20th in Miami Treasure Cup, top 16 Saga from Peoria with Doflamingo, and Frankie, who started 5-0 in Arlington and then bombed without Red Hawks.
Oh, right.
Let's hear about it. How are we wrong with this tier list?
I think Luffy is severely underrated.
Yeah.
He should be A tier. Because I think any leader in the red color that isn't like Uta.
All right, I'm convinced.
No, we don't have Buddha on this.
Wow.
Luffy
Oh,
is definitely
F.
Uda's F.
Guys, we agreed.
Yeah,
Like
Uda's F.
Luffy, every format has overperformed what people thought it was.
Yeah,
gonna do.
by a lot.
I just think out of all the red leaders, it's the one that doesn't get any utility for like, why should I run this Luffy?
I don't think I agree necessarily.
But are
It
we
had
talking about?
destruction last set with the Nico Robins, better utility because of the Luffy effect and stuff like that. But like Nico Robins, a card that's so phased out set 3.
It is true. But
Where
you
it's
still run
like,
Whitebeards.
what am I gaining really by having the Luffy leader as opposed to Zoro? That's what I'm saying. Or as opposed to an Ace. What am I gaining?
So, at this point now, we're comparing whether or not we should be playing this leader. It's worse because this leader's better. Is that what we're doing?
It's why I would put it at a B tier, yeah.
So it's-
specifically Luffy.
So Luffy's B tier because Zoro is S tier, so it can't be an A tier.
I mean, I just put it in A tier, so I'm not saying it can't be an A tier.
He's saying, so we did this whole thing based on how it faces the field.
Yes.
Right.
If
Yeah.
Zoro is just the same deck but better against the field,
Let
it
me-
technically therefore makes Luffy a little bit worse.
That's all I'm saying.
But
I'm
if
saying,
Luffy is like almost as good as Zoro, though, shouldn't it still be like?
I don't think
up
it's
there?
almost as good as Zoro.
I don't think so either. But I'm saying to.
So
what
what's your
Frankie's
argument?
saying. I'm saying we have to decide whether or not we are determining is this deck bad because other deck is good, or is this deck good because it's good against 90% of the other
B
decks.
tier is not bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad,
Doflamingo
actually.
will still win events. Smoker
Yeah.
will still win events.
Yeah.
Kinemon will still win events.
That's not what I'm saying here.
I will agree with the point of you saying it has been underrated in every format.
100%.
Yeah.
So
And it's been
I would
doing so much,
agree
yeah.
with pushing it to A.
I'm
I think
fine with
it's
it moving to
still
A.
strong.
Yeah.
I just am saying that personally, I'd play Ace, I'd play Zoro, and I'd play Whitebeard all
Over.
before.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
So why should we play Whitebeard if I can just play Zoro?
Because I think they're on the same level. I think Zoro's the best deck in the format, but I think Whitebeard's right there. If you want to play Whitebeard, go for it.
It's very viable.
It's just different playstyles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, it could even be like, oh, I have ult arts for this one. I'm going to play this one. Dude, if that's your jam, go for it. I think that's how minor it is.
Okay.
I don't think Zoro and Whitebeard in the best players' hands are going to do any different.
I think Whitebeard's gonna underperform this one.
I think people might
People
be
have
slightly
said that.
overrating Whitebeard.
Maybe, but people have always said that, and Whitebeard just keeps winning.
I still think Whitebeard's great.
It-
It's
I
still
think,
a
I think
6K leader.
Whitebeard
I
is
think
an
it might end up
A-tier
being
deck.
A tier than S tier.
I think
That's
it's an
the
A tier deck, but I don't think that it's S tier. I think you guys are just like,
All right,
this deck was insane last format.
let me ask you guys this.
It was still insane without both, though. There
Yes.
was
Ev-
just-
Evan's a big believer in Katakuri to the point that's an S tier
I
deck.
think Katakuri is S
Do you
tier.
guys think so? I don't think it's S tier.
In my testing, I feel like Katakuri's an S tier deck.
You think so?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
Katakuri's so good.
And he wants to main it more than anyone I know outside of
Yeah.
Evan.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't.
but he hasn't played any games with
I
me.
don't think Katakuri is that good.
This guy's just calling you out all night
say,
tonight,
what's-
bro.
The guy doesn't even know what's going on.
thank God.
I think Katakuri
5
has
hours
early
first.
game, mid game, and late game, and then I think it has one of the best leaders in vacuum.
What do
So-
you think, Fern?
I just feel like Katakuri, all their like early game and mid game monsters are 5Ks, which are pretty easy to remove this set with like the decks that are above, like in top tier. So like for Katakuri to be playable, there's gonna have to be like very little red, and I don't think that's possible.
Even Croc is
And
red
like,
kind of stuff.
and Katakuri is like the same thing as Dofi. That if a Law player runs into a Katakuri, like I don't see how that Katakuri wins. Like,
I do think Law's
it's
really
kind of
bad.
like,
And
That
that's
might
why
hold
I
it
don't
down.
think
That
it's
might
S
hold it
tier
down.
deck.
and like if Law
That's why
is
you don't think
popular,
it's S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Lacks
Law's always going to be
removal,
good.
too. I mean,
Yeah.
That
I agree.
I don't think the removal for the Katakuri mid range is really relevant because, like, Katakuri is playing these bodies for free a lot of the time, and then they're not like high commitment bodies either.
But you're not saying you're playing this deck just hoping you pull the triggers, right?
But that's part of like the reason why you play that deck is because
8
when-
cards?
No,
How many bodies outside of that are
there
triggers?
there are 16 cards in your deck that play off a trigger.
And they're bodies?
Yes.
16 cards are
There's
bodies?
16 bodies.
What are those 16 bodies?
You have the Brule, which is the blocker. You have
That's not a
That doesn't
5.
count.
That's not a 5 character.
okay. Then
that's
we have,
not a body.
Then we have 12. If we're talking bodies in
Yeah,
general, there's
bodies.
16.
Bodies.
Like Bob bodies.
Well, I count anything on board.
Anything
body.
that can swing bodies.
Okay, then you have the Pero, you have the Smoothie, and you have the Cracker.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
you have 12 bodies.
Yep,
Okay.
12 bodies.
So you think you're going to have more than 2 in life consistently?
Consistently, I have 1 or 2 in life every single game.
I've been like, so
I don't think that's enough.
when
of a
I've been
cheat.
playing against Katakuri, like there have been positions where like I'm so far behind and I think I'm gonna lose, but like them not having very threatening bodies, it, like makes it so like I can come back.
I think that their leader is really threatening because it's swinging for 7 every single game. I think the fact that I have complete life knowledge of my opponent is super, super good. The fact that I can go look at your life and I know either that card is going in your hand or I can disrupt your curve out. Because, like, for instance, if I'm playing against Law, if I look at the top card of your life and it's Block or Law, I'm like, sure, that can be the bottom card of your deck. And then that's a card bottom card of your life. That's a last card life without blocker, and then without counter, and then also I'm disrupting your curve out.
You won't know everything though. Cause sure, that card's law blocker, or it's like say it's Nami. Like I don't know how Nami bottom deck it. Now you hit a law blocker in their hand.
Like you're saying,
you won't know
everything you're saying is
You'll know
like for
some
the
of
most
it.
convenient possible situation for Katakuri. Is all I'm saying.
I'm not saying,
And it doesn't work out that way.
I think that deck is really, really good.
I think you've just played Sim people too much.
I think you guys have just played
No
Simple too
offense.
much.
Well, you two have also just different opinions on that.
100%. No,
I'm
I think
sticking with
Katakuri is
A
a strong
for
A.
Katakuri. I'm
I
sticking
think
with
it's,
A.
I think it's a strong A.
How you would judge
I don't know.
the
I think
life.
Katakuri is S tier, and you
Yeah.
think Rob Lucci is S tier.
I
so-
do. I think Rob Lucci.
You think
I mean-
Lucci's S
Wow.
tier?
That's
Yeah.
a thing
Really?
right there.
Exactly.
It's Ivankov 2.0.
That's a hot take.
The way I see it is these guys are.
Do you
like
guys think it's a
high
hotter
A's.
take that I think Katakuri is S tier or that Rob Lucci is S tier?
Lucci.
Lucci. I'll give you that though.
Like if anything, I'll put these on A and move everything
The
down
effect,
one
the event
tier.
is taxed, like the effect.
Just these 5 right
It's
here.
one of those
are the top
effects like
ones.
Kid where you might only just use it once again.
And that's fine, I think.
Yeah.
Which
I don't think
that's
that's a
what I'm
big
saying. So sometimes it's a threat of it.
It's
a
just
threat
like
of it
you
sometimes.
can't. Yeah.
But going back to Katakuri, I just think you don't know everything. You only know some. So you're gonna know about half the stuff. So I don't think it's as reliable as you're saying it is. That's my thing.
I think for the most part, there are going to be situations where you add a card into life that I don't know. But for the most part, when it just me disrupting your curve out and then me gaining a lot.
You may not
of
even be
knowledge.
disrupting it though.
All right.
That's the thing.
All right. We didn't come back on to give a Katakuri defense. You gave us R where we were wrong. Fern, where are we wrong? Frankie said Luffy.
I don't know. Like I still think personally that Dofi is better than Croc, but I haven't played that much.
Interesting. Why?
I just feel like Dofi definitely has a way better matchup against Red than Croc does, and
See, I think lifting the vanillas is a big deal.
I think that is too. But I also
Or
think,
Marco.
I also think not having to minus a Dawn and just swinging 7 and getting a body on board is still way better.
Well, you
than
do minus
Also
the
say-
Dawn.
the. Wait,
You use Dofi ability. You technically.
No, he's saying that
doesn't
when you
minus-
use
it doesn't
Crocodile, you have to
minus
minus.
it.
Oh, okay. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. I see what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying.
There's
That's
no
the
random.
Don.
The thing about Dofi though is it is one of the decks that one of the only ones that want to go first. It is one of the only decks that go naturally into the
Yeah,
format
right,
very well
'cause you're either
it
playing
wants to
Piranha
go
or
first.
Dofi.
Also, it's got enough tempo where you can clear Zoro bodies like,
Yeah.
really easily.
This is the Dofi guy.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
the Dofi guy in the group, do you think we were wrong in B? Do you think Croc, it's just as good as Croc this format?
I don't know about Croc. Like, I actually just don't know. If it's A, it's A. But I think Dofi should be a little higher with the amount of red because one is playing blue cards and blue is just natural counter to red. But it's also just got tempo. Like, if Zoro is as good as everyone says it is, tempo matters a lot more because the slow decks lose too hard because they lack tempo, right? They just don't have as many bodies. But Dofi gets it out turn 1, turn 2. Like, that matters. They
Yeah.
cleared Zoro's field.
I also think like this is very like meta relevant. Like a lot of these leaders can go up and down depending on like the format that
Well,
is
of
being
Yeah,
played.
of course.
Yeah,
That's a big
Like
variable.
if we see like more Katakuris, there's gonna be less aces. If we see
And let me
more
put out a
aces, there's gonna be
disclaimer.
more.
This is also a lot
Katakuri.
based off of our meta.
Yeah.
Like
I
all
guess
of
a little bit,
a lot of our
yeah.
opinions
Yeah.
are based in
Yeah.
our meta too that we see every day and things like that.
I just know
mean,
one thing for sure, and I think that
I just think there's
red
some
is the best
bias.
color in the game right now.
Yeah, that's undisputed.
Like
This was a
do
Japanese
play a
singles
little
Luffy
different.
would be
Yeah.
like C tier, like you never did.
Yeah.
So you think Dofi's wrong? What do you think's wrong, Sagar?
Besides Luffy, I really do think Luffy should be A tier, but I
Luffy's been moved.
Luffy's been
don't
We're
think
about-
Kid should be A. I think Kid is.
You
a
don't
B
think
tier.
Kid should
I don't
be
think
A?
Kid should be A either.
Yeah.
I agree.
You think so too?
I think Kid lacks a lot of power this set. Actually, there's a lot of things that
So
handle
Film
his boss
Kid
boss.
came out of this
that's
set.
true. Yeah.
Huh?
Film Kid came out of OP-03 set.
Yeah.
That's why
That's when it started winning.
Oh yeah.
like people copied Japan and it was winning in OP-03.
Yeah, but it's cards below along set 2, so we played him set 2.
I think Film Kid has a good matchup against. It has a better matchup against Whitebeard, and then people started rotating towards Film Kid because it had a matchup against a deck that was performing 60% of what the format was over there. And then now in this new format, because of the hits and then also the way that we like to play our decks, you're going to see a shorter shift of how good Whitebeard is doing, and then by doing so, less people are going to be playing Kid.
I can definitely see that. I can see how he beat the shit out of Whitebeard.
Film Kid's still that good.
So also making sure we're not comparing to how little it's going to be played. It's how well it plays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because for instance,
Katakuri might be the most played deck.
Like at regionals, I think you're still see
Whitebeard
that
is
in
still
the top
going to be
16.
one of the most played decks in the format. I just don't think
you
it's
can
going to
see
be an
B2
S
decks
tier.
in there.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I do think it's A and the frequency that you'd see it.
I feel like Whitebeard's
like I
still
see
going to be
Ivankov
S tier
and
because I
Garden.
just feel like it just
It's a 6K leader.
It's a 6K leader with 6 life. Like it goes into everything pretty well. Like
Oh yeah, Whitebeard for sure.
Like if I was to do
loses
this,
to itself type of deal.
But if we're comparing
Like,
6K
I would
leaders
put
is the
Law
thing that's making it an
ahead.
S tier,
Yeah.
then shouldn't like Big Mom go up to A tier?
No, I don't think Big Mom's good.
I think Big Mom's good.
The yellow one?
think
Yeah, I don't
Katakuri's
think
Vanilla
better.
Big Mom Yellow leader is going to
Like
be.
categories hitting like the whole.
I think Katakuri's better because of the fact that it swings for 7 all the time. But I think Big Mom is going to have the fact that you can stack your life with trigger effects, and then also
I
the
think we're
fact that you
downplaying
can,
Nami personally.
you can make it a 6K leader. I think the
I can
format's
see Nami being
the
good.
I think
format's
Nami's
too
better
fast.
than a
for-
C tier. I really do.
Like I don't think Nami's as bad or good depending on how you see it as Kaido or
Yeah, I think
Zephyr
we're
is
honestly
smart.
downplaying
I can agree
Nami.
with that, but I don't think it will be better than the other B tiers though. That's my thing.
I can see
It's like in that weird like in between level,
Yeah.
but I think I feel more comfortable with C than I do B.
My thing is if I'm not
You
playing,
get more worried playing against a Nami though than anything.
It's not matchup specific.
I'm just saying, like, if I'm playing against anyone, it doesn't matter what I'm playing as my deck. If I see someone playing Nami, I know they have an alternate win con that I just don't even have
That is
available.
super hard to get to.
my thing
Honestly,
You're not wrong. I'm just saying.
I am more scared of every single deck in the B tier list more than Nami.
Really? See, I disagree.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
I agree.
My thing.
I agree. Yeah.
My thing is that
Yeah.
if I'm not playing if I'm not playing a red leader and I can't pick like, oh, I want to play this red leader, then I'm going to give myself the best possible chances of winning by playing the best leader of that color. So why would I play Nami when I could play like Dofi or Croc, which are obviously better leaders for blue?
So Nami is not fair to compare as a leader to leader aspect where it is like crocodile
Because of its win con.
because it's an alternate deck. It's like
Yeah.
But with a
it's like
bunch
its
of
whole other.
It's more about the
value.
cards inside.
with a
than it
bunch
is the
of
leader itself.
Zoros running around and like laws, like I just don't see how you could
Yeah.
ever like know
Nami-
yourself fast.
Nami-
enough.
All your
Isn't
things
it-
you play are zero power.
One
They
other
just don't punch
topic-
well in anything.
One other
Yeah.
topic
When
you
you're
guys
playing
said,
Nami, you're playing a
Ivankov.
game with yourself
Right.
versus a game against your opponent. And
I
that's
still
the
think
biggest thing.
Ivankov's best.
Shout out Janemba.
Were we too harsh on
not
Ivankov?
to them.
No, I think it's fine where it
I
is.
think Ivankov's as powerful as Kaido or Zephyr or Smoker.
Were we too hard on Ivankov? I think it's still.
We have a lot of Ivankov players in the
Yeah.
top, but
It
Also,
can
my-
be brutal at times. When it draws really well, it can pop off.
Like,
I
it can
did
win
say
game
that.
crazy.
I said that. It's one of the decks that's like, oh, it's not great, but it can play 2 7 costs on one turn. But I mean, once you get down to that, if they don't do that and they get down to those 2 cards, you're like, okay, I'll just
it's
you
free
lose.
win. Yeah,
you
free
you
win.
lose 7 turns from now, but you lose. I'll just sit here and punch your card
I
over
also
and
think
over.
I think Kinemon should be in C. I don't think it should be in B2. I think Kinemon was
That's
over.
what I
I
said.
think Kinemon was overrated this set. It ended up not performing
I think
as well
Kinemon's
as a lot of people thought it was going to perform. It still had tops,
Yeah.
but next set it gets nothing
Just
new
Oden, man.
and is just worse
Oden.
because Katakuri has literally bottom decks Oden, their whole boss monster, and then they just lose.
We're trying to stick away from matchup specifics.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
the top 3 matchups, Whitebeard can deal with it fine because they have.
I think
Arlong.
Whitebeard's scared of. I think
No.
Whitebeard's one of the
Whitebeard
matchups they
can deal
fear
with
the
it, John.
most.
I will
is
say
It's
that
scary.
as a Whitebeard player, Odin.
Odin's
dropping
the
7,
nemesis.
like that was good this set when they dropped Oden on 7.
Yeah.
And it's still good next set. But I think Whitebeard, because they have Ezos, they're having an easier time dealing with it because they can search the Marcos easier. They can search Whitebeard's easier. Whitebeard's still good into any matchup.
I don't know that the search even changes anything, to be honest. I still don't want to see
I
it.
just
It's
think
just the
Marco's
punch.
so important
It's just
in
the
that
punch.
I'll be honest.
matchup. I just think it makes the matchup easier. Whereas
And
Marco,
Odin you have to have
Odin
2
got
Marcos.
nothing
You have to have
going.
2.
Yeah.
Get that 2 Marcos.
As the
But that's
main,
easier to
like,
get
Whitebeard
now.
It's
player,
swinging you for 15.
I would say.
Yeah.
It's either ripping your entire
I'd say I
hand, and
hate
that Marco
seeing
almost
Marco.
punching with my
But
lead.
you're wiping.
Yeah.
But
As
I
long
don't
as you
think
block one, you could combo.
I don't think that makes it Whitebeard.
But that's 1. If I'm at like 2 life, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm getting a free
think
attack at
Whitebeard
your
still
Marco, so
loses
you're picking
that.
another card.
Yeah, I think Whitebeard
It
does
still
not
loses,
want
but
to
my
sit in
point
front
is
of
it's
Kinemon.
better this
Yeah.
set than it was last set, and Kinemon got nothing new. Like, they're not better into the field than they were last set.
Yeah, but Kinemon's still better.
I think Don Krieg's very
Better
good in
than what?
Kinemon.
better into
Wait,
With that
before
rest
we come
effect.
back for
Yeah,
a
yeah.
second.
You can
But
rest
not
anything.
into- I don't think.
Don Krieg.
Yeah.
So,
It's like an instant loss.
so
doesn't
Evan,
rest
wait,
I know, but I'm
Evan.
saying in Kinemon, you can essentially almost rest anything, and that's what easy pops. You have an Okiku on board, you're gonna pop something with Don Krieg.
Evan thought that for sure Law was not S tier anymore.
I don't think Lost
As the perennial Law player, and all of us think it's still S tier. All of us but Evan. I want you to try to convince this man that Law's S tier.
I think Law's S tier because it's just like, bro, it's a broken leader, but also your argument isn't good. Because Law doesn't get anything new this set, and it doesn't get anything new next set, but it's still performing next set. So what, like,
What's Law's win rate right now in OP-03 and OP-04?
I don't know.
It's got the 3rd highest.
Because you're saying it's performing,
third
so
It
highest.
had the third
Well,
highest.
Like,
And it's
in
third on
OP-04
our-
So
I don't
now
know.
we already made the list. It's Whitebeard, Zoro, Ace, Lucci, Katakuri, Law, and after that it dips to under 20.
yeah,
reported
I'm saying
decks.
Law is A tier, but I don't think it's as good, and I think you guys are really fearful of
in front? Lucci has 25.
It's just,
reported decks.
its effects are
Katakuri and
just
Lucia are
insane.
the same on that list.
Yeah.
I think it's really good, but I think that the fact that it didn't
One
get
game.
anything new is really hindering it. Because
Can
when-
I ask why do you think something needs to get something new to be relevant
Because-
still?
Yeah, I want to know that.
When I'm comparing the decks that are in S tier and then even in A tier, you have to look at like what they're getting.
Why is Luffy an A?
I don't think Luffy should be an A. That was their decision. But also Luffy just got a bunch of generic red support along with Zoro.
So
You could play whatever Zoro's playing and then just play it in Luffy instead. And
Yeah.
it'll
Like,
create
Law,
a
I guess you could argue that Law got something new, Marco, Izo, but like,
But they're not going to play any of that stuff.
because
they're not good at
the
it.
Law list already is good enough.
It's already as
Yeah.
efficient as it can
like,
be.
and you can like, it already has. Law has more like cards that you can substitute out of any of the
I
cards.
think
in
that
set
Law
two.
list is going to do bad against Ace. I think it's not going to be good against Crocodile. I think it's going to have a hard time against Black. I think Whitebeard with all the new stuff and all the popping effect is going to give it a hard time. And I think Zoro, who's playing all the Zoro stuff that pops and does all the field control stuff, is going to give it a hard time as well.
But how about this? We're gonna have this list for now, and in a few months we're gonna see it and see if it changes. What do you
My-
think?
my
Let us
end
know
of-
in the comments.
My end of thing for Law is the
Butters.
the thing about this game is that you don't get big hands in this game. Law is the only deck that repeats its hand advantage into an extreme amount. The same Bonnie can find you 5 cards.
When you see a Law
That is
player with 10 card
absurd.
hand,
That is absurd.
Yeah.
Just in theory,
It's
think of a
awful
card
feeling.
that's a one card, draw 5.
Do you think Law was so much of a better deck than everything last format that it's still in the top
Yes.
2 decks
Yes.
compared to everything?
Yes.
I don't think so.
It is the best deck at
And
providing
also
the most
one of the
insane
best-
hand advantage besides Whitebeard just for taking a life.
Yeah.
But that's just because you have 2 extra lives to take from.
But also,
Yeah.
the 2 best decks, in most people's eyes, last set, outside of Law, were Whitebeard and Zoro, and we also have those same 2 decks.
But both of those decks got considerable support this set.
I don't think Law needed
The-
it.
Law
So
didn't
that's
need
my
it, yeah.
thing.
Law's the only one that
You don't
just
need
didn't
support
it.
to be better.
And I wouldn't even say Whitebeard needed it, it just got better.
You don't
because
need
of
support to be better.
Yeah, I'm saying you don't have to. Yeah, so you don't need support to not like you're still competing. It doesn't like.
And
sure,
I'm not saying it's not competing. I'm saying it's an A tier deck. I just don't think it's the 3rd or 2nd best deck in the format anymore.
Yeah, I think that's where we disagree. I just wanted to see why.
I wouldn't
They
even
believe it
disagree
is
if you
as
told
the
me it
Law
was
players.
top 5. I just don't think it's in the top 2.
S
I
tier
think it's
top 3.
personally
I think it's
undisputed S for me.
I think
I
so,
can't.
too.
I
I
can't
think
change
so,
my
I think
mind.
it's those 3, and then the top 2 on the A is those right there.
I've said it over and over. When if a deck were to high roll and get its best hand, Law's the best deck in the entire game.
I think so.
Yeah, no doubt.
If you could choose
That's
your
my
hand,
thing. If you could choose your
your
hand, Law would be the best deck in the entire game. That's
Yeah, but
personal.
when
Maybe
Law,
Ivankov.
there's so many other decks though that when you're looking at consistency ratios, when Law gets its
There.
worst hand, it's unplayable.
I-
Law has so many.
we'll
Law
do
does
a
have
serial
unplayable
killer.
hands where Whitebeard, Zoro, Katakuri, Ace, or maybe not Ace, Kid, like those decks don't have unplayable hands.
That's not true.
Yeah, now we're getting
If I draw a
into
hand with
semantics.
double basil
Anyways,
arc, two
let's
Yamatos.
play
are-
hairs.
Anyways, thank
And
you
it's
guys
unplayable
for
because you still
watching
have the best
this.
leader in the game.
It's okay.
This will continue to go on forever.
yeah.
Please
Yeah.
leave your comments and your thoughts on where we're wrong in this tier list,
Just
because obviously
yeah.
we all disagree. Let us know how we're wrong, and we appreciate you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
In